Darius Garland.
Kevin Johnson.
Darius Garland.
Kevin Johnson.
Darius Garland.
Kevin Johnson.
It is an advantage for them. It hasn't been so far for either team in this series.
9 in the quarter for LA. In your face, Kevin Johnson. Oh, wow.
Let's finish the Pistons here tonight.
This is a huge effort by Kevin Johnson.
On this episode of NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons, we compare two underrated floor generals who played in eras loaded with elite point guards.
When he played in Phoenix, he attacked the rim like a missile launched from half court.
His handle's so tight, it needs a seatbelt, the ball on a string the entire time.
Being physically imposing was never their thing. Instead, they win matchups with intelligence and precision.
We are prepared to present to you Darius Garland and Kevin Johnson. I'm Uriah.
I'm Maurice.
And I'm Ben.
And we're here to talk NBA
Now and Then.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to NBA Now and Then. I'm here with Ben and Maurice. No Lucas today. He is under the weather. We have a great comparison, but before we get into it, I just want to speak to all the people who might be listening to us for the first time and answer the question out of all the podcasts you can listen to. You know, the Tim Leglers and who's the guy from Ringer? Help me out.
Bill Simmons.
Bill Simmons?
Bill Simmons, yeah. Like, instead of listening to those guys, why should you listen to NBA Now and Then? Well, honestly, I feel like we are for the every fan, hoop junkies, or even the casual fan.
Or even someone in between.
You like basketball, but you're not arguing PER and true shooting percentage on Twitter at 2 a.m.
You know the stars now. Maybe missed a few legends then.
Well, that's where NBA Now and Then comes in.
We connect today's players to yesterday's greats. No homework required.
You're thinking, oh, that's who he plays like? Simple, story-driven, and fun.
We talk moments, styles, confidence, pressure, not just box scores.
If you love the game but don't want it overcomplicated.
If you want basketball history without feeling lost.
If you believe that every era matters.
Welcome to NBA Now and Then.
Yeah, man. I mean, nothing against Bill Simmons or Tim Legler, but, you know, we got a different thing going on. But let's get to the comparison, guys. We're trying to figure out which current player in the NBA today reminds us the most of the Phoenix Suns' great Kevin Johnson. And the player that we all agreed upon was Darius Garland. So I'm going to go to Maurice first. Why are we comparing these two guards?
Two prototypical point guards. Both Kevin Johnson and Darius Garland. They're both explosive point guards, especially with the ball in their hands. Both of them rely on their quick first step, change of pace. They're both elite pick and roll operators. They both lead the floor like none other. And they're the offensive engines for their team. Mm-hmm. Now, a teammate came on later on for Darius Garland, and Kevin Johnson has had a bunch of other point guards on his team as well. But it starts and stops with both of these guards.
I like what you said about offensive engines for their teams. And Darius Garland, if you've never really seen his game, he really controls the pace and just a really, I think, underappreciated guard in today's game. What about you, Ben?
Pressure on the rim guards. They really know how to get to their spots around the rim. Despite not being big, they're both pretty undersized. They both consistently can get into the paint, kind of similar to like a Kyrie Irving. Scoring point guards first, facilitating second. They can pass, but they typically are going to try and get you a bucket. Their scoring gravity creates assists. Defenses have to respect the jumper and the drive. They have soft touch and a good float game. Really good float game. Garland does some like really impressive stuff, like how he's able to make shots. Each developed crafty finishes, floaters, as I mentioned, quick pull-ups. The mid-range game for both these guys is really elite. Yep. And they have high arching shots over rim protectors. That's really important.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot, guys, that Kevin Johnson is only 6'1". I thought he was 6'3" for a long time, but he and Garland are the same exact height. I'll just say that they are both clutch shot makers. They're comfortable taking and making big shots late in games, especially off the dribble. And something alluded to earlier is how they control the pace. So they control the tempo. And they both know when to push the ball, and they also know when to slow the game down, which is a classic lead guard trait. And the last thing I'll say is skill over size mindset. Each succeeded by maximizing their skill, their timing, and their basketball IQ is really remarkable, considering how many great point guards they are both, I guess, in the shadow of, for lack of a better phrase or term. So there's our little summary. Are you guys set for this comparison?
I'm ready.
Absolutely.
First quarter. Background.
All right, it's time to talk about Boog, a.k.a. DG the PG. But before he got those nicknames, he was born Darius Kennard Garland in Gary, Indiana on January 26, 2000. Darius Garland's father, Winston, played 5 seasons with 7 teams in the NBA during the 80s and 90s, according to NBA.com. So it makes sense, guys, now why Darius was destined for basketball greatness. Believe it or not, he made the varsity squad as an 8th grader before officially entering high school. Any guesses which sport he played as a kid other than basketball? Let's go with Ben first.
Baseball.
I'm going to go football.
All right, Ben, this is for you. He played baseball.
Yeah.
That's usually how it
Indiana.
is, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, according to Darius Garland, he played shortstop and he was a pitcher. And he admits that he was good enough to play college baseball. Yeah. What could have been, right?
Yeah.
You see those dreads popping out the baseball hat? I could see it.
Yeah.
Growing up, Darius recalls going to Bucks or Pistons games with his dad, where he would visit the players' locker room. Any guesses who was one of his favorite players growing up? For the Pistons, I'll give you a hint.
Well, for the Pistons, and this is like the 2010s, so I'm going to say it was not Tobias Harris.
Well, it was before 2010. I'll give you that.
Oh, okay.
It was the championship team. I'll give you that.
Okay, so I'm going to go Chauncey Billups.
Okay.
I'm going to go Rip Hamilton.
All right. Good job, Ben, but you're wrong. It was actually Chauncey Billups. How cool is that going in the locker room with your dad to see your favorite player?
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. So let's talk about the rise of Darius Garland in high school, because this wasn't just a talented kid putting up points. This was a takeover. So picture this, a young guard out of Gary, Indiana, whose family makes a bold move to Tennessee so he can attend Brentwood Academy. That decision changed everything. Garland steps onto campus, and from day one, he's not just another promising freshman. He's the engine. Now, here's where it gets wild. He doesn't just win. He wins every single year. 4 straight championships, guys. That's not luck. That is actually culture-shifting leadership. And by his junior year, the secret was out. He wasn't just one of the best guards in Tennessee. He was one of the best guards in the entire nation. Over under. How many points per game did he average as a senior? Over under 25 points. Ben, what do you think?
Over.
Yeah, I'm going to go over as well.
You guys are correct. As a senior, he averaged 27 points per game.
Wow.
Deep threes, quick handle, change of pace, calm in late game moments, the kind of poise that you just don't teach. He becomes the only player in Tennessee history to win Mr. Basketball 3 straight years. And then the national stage calls. He's selected to the McDonald's All-American game. He plays in the Nike Hoop Summit, and he suits up for the Jordan Brand Classic. Now, what stands out to me isn't just the stats or trophies. It's the consistency. It's the winning. High school did not just make Darius Garland. It simply revealed him. So what stands out to you guys about Darius Garland before he went to Vanderbilt?
Having a father that's in the NBA changes everything.
Yeah.
That right there can push you to excel at a high school level, then to a college level. Just that motivation and just that insight of being in an actual NBA locker room is pretty amazing, I must say.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the guard dominance shown at high school level going into Vanderbilt is pretty crazy too.
Yeah, I didn't even know his dad played in the NBA. Did you guys know that?
I found that out during the clip.
Okay.
Darius Garland had a basketball card of his father.
Okay.
I think his dad played for the Clippers as well, which is Darius's current team.
Oh,
Okay.
I had heard that, but never really thought about it. It's because we only really notice guys like Devin Booker's dad played in the NBA. People don't really remember him unless they're a star.
So let's talk about the college chapter for Darius Garland. And let me warn you, this is truly a what could have been story. So Garland stays close to home and commits to Vanderbilt, playing for head coach Bryce Drew, a guy who had known him since he was a kid playing in basketball camp. So the expectations were pretty much through the roof. He arrives on campus as a 5-star recruit, McDonald's All-American, like I said before, and one of the most polished point guards in the country. In the first few games, you could see it immediately. The handle is tight, jumper is effortless, and the confidence unshakable. Through just 5 games, he's averaging 17 points a night, shooting over 50% from the field, 47% from 3, and he is a freshman point guard in the SEC. You guys want to hear a quick quote from Coach Bryce Drew?
Yeah.
So his coach says, quote, Darius is a program changer. He possesses the unique ability that only the great ones do in that he can take over a game by making others better or by scoring. In that freshman season, guys, he drops 33 points against Liberty, 33 as a freshman. And you're thinking, okay, this is going to be something special. But then it happens. Anybody know what happened to Garland his freshman year?
I know he got hurt because he barely played any games.
I don't recall the actual injury. You know what it is?
I do. So against Kent State, Darius Garland suffered a left knee meniscus injury just 2 minutes into the game. And just like that, guys, 5 games in, season over. So there's no long college resume, no March Madness run, no all SEC campaign, just a flash of brilliance. And then silence. But here's what's interesting. Even in that tiny sample size, NBA scouts saw enough. The pace, the shot creation, the feel for the game, the ability to score at all 3 levels. He didn't need a full season. He had already shown them who he was. Darius Garland's spark at Vanderbilt was bright enough to light the path to the NBA. So when draft night came in 2019, the Cleveland Cavaliers selected him 5th overall.
With the 5th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Darius Garland from Vanderbilt University.
In those 5 games for the Commodores, Darius Garland averaged about 16 points per game. Declared for the NBA Draft in January after having that meniscus injury to his left knee. He played at Brentwood Academy in the Nashville area. His dad, Winston, played 7 seasons in the NBA, averaged a little over 9 points per game 4 times. He led Brentwood Academy to state championships, and though he lists his favorite player as Damian Lillard, he kept an autographed basketball in his dorm room. It was autographed by Chauncey Billups.
Is that right?
How about that? Because you told me today, because you've been high on him, and so I was testing you, and you said, well, I haven't met him yet.
All I got to say is my research is tight because I didn't even listen to that.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, I'm coming to you. What stands out to you about Garland at Vanderbilt?
I can't believe he was drafted 5th.
Yeah.
First of all, that's what stands out. That's nuts. Kyrie Irving only played 7 games for Duke, but he went number 1. That was always surprising to me. But I guess, Garland going 5th, he must have just really shown something in high school.
Maybe that's what inspired them to do that, is Kyrie turned out pretty darn good, even though he got injured his freshman year.
It's funny because Cleveland drafted both of them. Kyrie only played he had 7 games at Duke.
That's right.
Yeah. So they have knowledge of an exceptional point guard with a little bit of production. You haven't seen the best of them yet. Yeah, so this was right after LeBron left. Cleveland was rebuilding. So they took a chance on their own potential. So this was kind of like their Kyrie 2.0 draft, if you will.
Yeah. And good grab, guys. I never thought of that when I was doing the research. So we just wrapped up Darius Garland's background. You guys ready for Kevin Johnson?
Absolutely.
All right, full disclosure, we're always objective, right? But this next guy was one of my favorite players growing up. I don't know about you guys, but
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I love this player. So now it's time to talk about KJ, a.k.a. Franchise Junior. Didn't know that.
Okay. Didn't know that either.
Yeah. But before he got those nicknames, he was born Kevin Maurice Johnson
There you go.
on March 4th, 1966, Sacramento, California. Kevin Johnson grew up in inner city Sacramento. And like other players we featured on our show, he lost his dad at a young age. He was just 3 when his father died from a drowning incident. His grandfather, who was a sheet metal worker, taught him valuable lessons in life. One of them was to be a good neighbor and to be a good Samaritan at all times. Trivia. How old was Kevin Johnson's mom when she gave birth to him? Was she A, 16? Was she B, 19? Or was she C, 28 years old?
I'm going to go 16. I think it's going to be 16.
If it's out of the norm, I'm going to have to say 28.
Okay, let's see. Maurice, you are incorrect. Ben,
I try to go outside the box.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Well, that's usually Lucas's job, but you filled it nicely. You filled nicely.
Yeah. 14 rings guy.
Yeah. So Ben was correct. She was 16, guys. Talking about chips stacked against you, Kevin Johnson admitted in an NBC News interview after becoming mayor of Sacramento, he said, quote, "I'm living the dream. I mean, a kid who grows up in a poor part of Sacramento, California, first in my family to go to college, luckily to graduate and play 12 years in the NBA. I did not think my life could get any better," unquote. So Kevin Johnson went to Sacramento High, and by the time he was a senior in 1983, he wasn't just good. The guy was unstoppable. He led the entire state of California in scoring. Think about it. Not just his league, not just the city, but the whole state. He was averaging 32.5 points per game, and it wasn't empty scoring either. He filled up the stat sheet, nearly 9 assists per night, over 6 rebounds, and more than 3 steals per game. A point guard who could score, create, defend. KJ was doing it all. And here's what stands out to me, guys. He was not just dominating with flash. Coaches said that he had this natural ability to take over a game without forcing it, which is rare. Some players hunt the moment. Kevin, he just seemed to understand it. He racked up the honors Northern California Player of the Year, All-State, All-American, and he did something else that tells you a lot about him. He wasn't just a basketball star. What other sport did he play in high school? He was really good at it too.
He's a lefty. I'm going to go football.
No, he's a righty. KJ's a righty.
Wait.
Yeah.
I thought KJ was a lefty.
No, he's definitely a righty.
Wow.
You're thinking of Avery Johnson or somebody.
I'm going to say football. He
Okay.
gives me football energy vibes.
I don't know. When you first asked me that, I don't know why I thought of like chess or something like that.
Chess.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's a smart guy. He's a very smart guy.
It's a board game.
We start naming like
sport
winter,
did he
Yeah.
we're like curling. We're just like
Curling.
watching too much winter sports.
Slalom. Bobsled.
Bobsled.
Bobsled. Yeah. It's a sport. I'm going to go with
Ski
Sam
jump.
Diggins Garland. I'm going to go baseball.
You, Maurice, are correct.
Yep.
Really good.
That makes sense.
So he was a stand-up baseball player. True or false? Kevin Johnson was drafted out of high school to play in the major leagues.
No.
True or false?
True.
True?
Yeah, I'll say true.
Okay, correct. Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but a lot of those athletes back in like the early 80s got drafted.
Danny
So it's
Ainge, Bo Jackson, yeah.
Yeah.
So he got drafted to play for the Oakland A's. Go figure. Darius Garland and Kevin Johnson, both elite high school baseball players.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that was not by design. We had no idea. So by the time he graduated, Sacramento didn't just see him as a talented kid. They saw him as next. And the dominance at Sacramento High, that was just the beginning. of a career that it would eventually take him all the way to the NBA. So what stands out to you guys about Kevin Johnson growing up in Sacramento?
Well, just having that support of his grandfather after his father passed, it means a whole lot coming from somebody who was raised partially by his grandfather as well. So I can definitely appreciate that. Helping him grow into the man he become. And then we kind of brushed over it, but him becoming the mayor, going back to that city of Sacramento.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a feat in itself. It's not easy being a mayor.
Well, shout out to Maurice's grandfather. I think he did a hell of a job with you, sir. But as far as Kevin Johnson, I knew he was mayor. And this episode kind of gives me Grant Hill vibes. Because remember how polished Grant Hill was? Like, he could be a mayor if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But anyway, Ben, what stands out to you about KJ in high school?
Being drafted in the majors, and just we've done this with, like, when we've highlighted, like, super athletic players like Allen Iverson, when they're so good at, like, multiple sports. That's just so cool, man. That's just, like, the best. Yeah. Even if you're just a fan of a kid that, like, goes to your high school, that I just can imagine, like, that would have been such a, to have Kevin Johnson at high school. I'm guessing it was the early 80s. Yeah, that must have been really cool.
Yeah. And not to compare their circumstances and their family, but Darius Garland had his dad in the NBA, so he had someone just pushing him. Kevin Johnson's dad wasn't even alive while he was growing up in high school. Yeah. So like you said, Maurice, the grandfather pushed him and was there for him and his mom too. So now you talk about great point guards who came through college in the 80s, and you got to go with KJ at the University of Cal Berkeley. Picture this, guys. It's the early 80s, like Ben just mentioned. Cal basketball is not exactly a national powerhouse. The program is searching for life, and in walks this lightning quick guard from Sacramento who doesn't want to just compete. He wants to change the temperature in the room. Johnson played 4 seasons at Cal, very different from Darius Garland, 83 through 87. And here's what stands out. He didn't just put up numbers. He owned the record book. By the time he graduated, he was Cal's all-time leader in scoring, assists, and steals. Think about that. The same player leading in buckets, dimes, and defensive disruption. That's not just talent. KJ had control. Over under, how many points per game did he average in college? I'll go with Ben first. Over, under, or a tie, 13 points per game.
Over.
Yeah, I'm going to go over.
All right. You are both correct. He averaged 14 points and over 4 assists per game in his career, but stats don't really tell the full story. KJ was explosive. He could break down defenders off the dribble, slice into the lane, and either kick it or finish with precision. He played with that calm aggression, like he knew something the defender didn't. And then there's the history-making moment. Peep this. How do you think KJ made history at Cal? Here are your options. A, he scored 50 points in the game. B, he recorded the first triple-double in Pac-10 history. Or C, he dished out 20 assists in a game.
I'm going to go triple-double.
Well, you could go all the above, but you really could, because all of them make sense. I'll go triple-double.
No.
I want a triple-double.
No, so you're both going triple-double?
Yeah, I want triple-double.
You guys are absolutely correct. Very good. Think about that. The first player in that college's history, KJ had 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists against a really good team, Arizona. Let that sink in. In an era before triple-doubles were plastered all over social media, he quickly made conference history. But maybe the most important part of his college run, he helped bring Cal back to relevance. The Golden Bears made it back-to-back to the NIT in 86 and 87, their first postseason trip in over 2 decades. You guys want to hear his college accolades real quick?
Yeah.
So Kevin Johnson was 2-time All-Pac-12, and he also made the Pac-12 All-Freshman team. So by the time he left Berkeley, the program had momentum, the gym had energy again, and in 92, Cal retired his number 11 jersey, the first basketball player in school history to receive that honor. Before the NBA All-Star games, before the 20 and 10 seasons, Before the Phoenix glory years, there was Kevin Johnson at Cal, fast, fearless, and rewriting what was possible for that program. He stood out at Cal long enough just to be selected in the first round of the 1987 NBA draft.
Welcome back, and with me is a young man that's made quite an impact in the West in particular. Moved around a little bit. Played at California for an old friend, Lou Campanelli, who's kind of a defensive specialist. Did you get any of that defense out there with him?
I got a lot of it. That's why I forgot so much of it since I've been here. But I do have it deep down somewhere.
You were drafted by Cleveland and then traded. Was that a shock to you? Did you think you were going to be in Cleveland for a long time?
I really did, because I think anytime you get drafted in the lottery, you think that you're going to at least be a part of that team for a couple years. But playing behind Mark Price, I knew I wasn't going to get a lot of time. And he played so well. He taught me so much. And I think that I was really receptive to the trade, even though I was surprised. Surprised because I didn't hear any trade rumors, but receptive because I knew I was going to get an opportunity to play once I got out in Phoenix.
Man, good grab, Maurice. I'd never heard that before. That's so cool. So cool. So, Ben, I'll go to you first. What stands out about Kevin Johnson at Cal?
He would have been in the era of, like, you mentioned Arizona and UCLA. Cal wasn't really well known. Obviously, we know about it through like Jason Kidd. Jaylen Brown also went there, but it's a big academic program. It's almost an outside Ivy League school. And it's not that they don't get the best athletes. They're just not the first place to go out west. The fact that he went there, it's probably because the proximity. Berkeley's pretty close to Sacramento. That he was doing stuff. I mean, remember, this is UCLA. And so UCLA, Arizona. So the fact that he was like really dominant and probably the second best basketball conference of there is really impressive, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, Arizona, I don't know if he was playing at the same time, but Arizona had players in the 80s like Sean Elliott, and then UCLA had Reggie Miller playing there. So that's a good point, Ben. Really good point. Maurice?
Yeah, like in that clip, we didn't talk about his defensive prowess. He was a really good defensive player for his position. And, we talked about triple doubles and all that, but Kevin Johnson really was coming out of college, 4 years, by the way, was a really good all around basketball player. Just that 1 year, like you said in the clip, 1 year with Mark Price, and then get shipped off, and you could pretty much start your own destiny in Phoenix, where they really needed a point guard. Everything kind of worked out well for Kevin Johnson at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm not going to steal your thunder, Maurice, but Kevin Johnson has played with some outstanding point guards his entire career. So,
yeah. Kind of makes you wonder, too.
Makes you wonder.
Second quarter. Statistics.
You're absolutely correct, John. If you don't make Josh Giddey work and have to bang into people and defend very, very aggressively, he will pick you apart. Bit of a scratchy possession, but the Cavaliers fought through it, came out on top, doing a nice job.
Garland whistles one into Tomlin. Happy birthday, Naquan. He has a pair of first half done.
And then Darius is he just threads that ball right past Vucevic's hands.
Allen boxes out and grabs his sixth board of this first half. Garland, no looks, finds Lonzo Ball.
There you go, keep chipping away.
Allen at the top of the key. Hunter breaks baseline on Buzelis. He got cut off. Garland's open, and Garland connects.
There you go, good dribble drive.
Garland breaks right past Giddey, hesitates, gets fouled. He puts it up and in, and
it just slams on the brakes. Gets his feet tangled up. There's the foul. Good job.
So Darius Garland comes in at 6'1", 192 pounds. He has worn number 10 for Cleveland. I don't know what he's wearing for the Clippers. You guys know?
No, I don't know.
No, we'll find out.
10 is available.
No idea.
Yeah, we'll find out soon. All right, so the season that I went for, the best season, Darius Garland, is clearly his All-Star appearance. He had a couple All-Star appearances, but I'll go with his first one where he averaged 21.7 points per game, 8.6 assists, 3.3 rebounds. He shot 89% from the foul line. And as far as three-pointer, he shot 38% on 6.7 attempts per game. It's not bad at all. As far as taking care of the ball that season, he did average 3.6 turnovers because, he just had the ball in his hands quite a bit. So, yeah, that was his best season so far. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I'll start with he'll wear number 7 with the Clippers.
Thank you for that research.
Yeah, he'll wear number 7 for the Sixers. Yeah, those are really good numbers coming from a 6'1" guard. He was 6'1", right?
Yeah.
6'1". Same height as Kevin Johnson. Yeah, it was really good numbers. I think he can reach another plateau with the Clippers as long as he can stay healthy and they can still build their roster to help him at the point guard position.
You can't have 2 6'1" guys. That's why the Cavs underachieved. Let's be real. Both aren't the best defenders, him and Mitchell. So it just was always going to be rinse and repeat. Half court playoffs, it slows down. And so I think they're building something. Kawhi's length, 6'7", Mathurin, 6'5", 6'6". So I think, it's going to be his team. And that's sort of what we saw with Kevin Johnson. And pretty much he can be a good 20 and 10 guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he can facilitate. He can shoot mid-range, around the rim, threes. He's a good foul shooter. So, I'm really excited to see him put up more of those numbers on the Clippers.
And playing with Kawhi, that's only going to help his numbers even more.
Yeah.
So I'll go with, let's see, his career highs. Career high over under 50 points for Darius Garland.
Ooh.
Over under. Yeah.
I think under.
In this league, everybody can score 50. I'll go over.
Well, you are correct, Maurice.
Yeah.
He put up 51. 51 points, Darius Garland.
Yeah, everybody can score 50 now.
Yeah, had no idea. His career high in rebounds is 10. What is his career high in assists? Over under 20 assists.
I'm going to go over. He had some good teammates. I'm going to say over.
I'm going to go under. That sounds like a Kevin Johnson stat.
All right, Ben, this is for you. He was under 19. You were close. Close, but no cigar.
All right. A lot of Jared Allen lobs.
Yeah, a lot. All right, I'm channeling my inner Lucas. How many triple doubles has he had in his career? Over, under 2.
No tie?
Or tie.
Over
for Ben? All right.
I'm going to go over as well.
All right, well, too bad. It was 1. He got 1 triple double.
All right, so he's not a rebounder.
1 triple double. Yeah. All right. Anything for the greater good before we move on to Kevin Johnson?
No, I think he's got a lot of 50, 40, 90 potential.
Yeah.
In his future as well. I think just like his touch. He's quick. He's not the most athletic guy, though.
Yeah.
He's super, super efficient. He's like Kyrie Irving that way. So I think we're going to see a lot of 50, 40, 90s in the future, especially with the double teams that Kawhi will be drawing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I agree with that too, Ben. He has the opportunity to be much more efficient.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned, Ben, he's not that athletic, but I know someone who is. You guys ready for Kevin Johnson stats?
Yeah.
Rebound Johnson. The quickness of Akeem's hands, but why would Phoenix leave Akeem on a double team of Ori? Great try by Kevin Johnson. The cut was just that he's got to have Kenny Smith put more pressure on KJ and not let it. 1 for 8. I think the teams are tight. Kevin Johnson and Phoenix leads 13-12. Great offensive players like Barkley, like Drexler. There's nothing a defender can do. Oh, what a pretty move off the dribble by Kevin Johnson. Barkley just slipped to the ground that time. No surprise as Kevin Johnson finally pulls the trigger and gets one to fall that Houston is doing so well. They are the sliding behind the pick. Boy, Kevin Johnson battling for possession, block, and goaltend. Green and Barkley for Phoenix. Pick and roll again, set very, very low, anticipating that Houston will go behind and force KJ to pull the trigger. Outstanding shooter from outside.
I love hearing Bill Walton call a game. I think he's underappreciated as an announcer. Good grab, Maurice. You make me want to go on YouTube tonight, man. I'm going to watch.
Hey, man, everything's on YouTube now.
Watching Kevin Johnson highlights all night. All right, so Kevin Johnson, just like Darius Garland, 6'1", but a little bit lighter. He was 180 pounds, according to Basketball Reference. He wore 2 jerseys, one for Cleveland and obviously Phoenix. He's known for wearing number 7 for Phoenix. Does anybody know what he wore when he was with Cleveland?
I think it was 1.
Close.
3.
Actually, it was number 11. Or number 11. Yep, number 11. All right, so Kevin Johnson had some really great seasons. I'm looking at his stats, and he averaged 20 points per game in at least 4 or 5 seasons. So that tells you he was consistent with his scoring. But I'm going to go with the season 1989-1988. Here's the reason why. Even though he didn't score as many points as subsequent seasons, because he averaged 22 points the next 2 seasons, he only averaged 20 points per game in 88-89. But I'm going with the season because he was 8th in MVP voting, and he also won most improved player that year, which Ben mentioned earlier, and he was All-NBA second team. So that season he averaged 20 points per game, and he averaged the most assists in his career that season at 12.2. Turnovers were 4 per game. Rebounds, he averaged 4.2. And his shooting percentages are as follows. He averaged in 88-89, 50% from the field. And, he was terrible from 3. He was only 88-89. He shot 9% from the 3-point line. Oh my goodness! I don't think we've ever had a player shoot that bad from beyond the arc. But nonetheless, most improved player, MVP voting 8th, and then obviously All NBA second team. So what stands out to you guys about those numbers? I'll go with Ben first.
The fact that he was that dominant that early.
Right.
He obviously improved his 3-point percentage because he became a fairly decent, not an excellent, but a decent 3-point shooter, like passable. And the game was played differently back then. I would say what stands out is, just that he was able to be a leader right away, lead his team to the conference finals. Second year, kind of proved to Cleveland, like, why'd you trade me?
Yep.
So I think there's a lot there. So he did it right away. He was always a winner. He was always kind of an all-NBA player.
What do you say, Ben? Mark Price over me?
He would say that.
Mark Price over me? I'm Kevin Johnson, mayor of Sacramento.
The counter to that is Mark Price played a little bit better than Tobias Harris. Wow,
I didn't expect that retort. I thought you were going to say Mark Price was a superior 3-point shooter, which he was. But anyway.
No, Mark Price was really good.
Mark Price, we got to get a comp for him. That dude was a sniper. Maurice, what stands out to you?
Like I want to mention in the teammate section, this was the breakout season for Kevin Johnson and the Phoenix Suns because they went all the way to the Western Conference Finals that season. So obviously the award that Kevin Johnson got because of that, comeback player, I mean, it was well awarded and was well worth it. I don't think anybody's seen a player go from one team to another and just be like a top 5 or maybe not top 5, but top 7 point guard in the league his second year out of college, a 4-year college, by the way, at that point, which in itself is still that's an anomaly back then because guys don't play 4 years. Usually if you play 4 years, that means you're not like a top NBA prospect. So,
okay. You guys want to hear his career highs?
Yeah.
All right. I'll do what Lucas does. I'll do a little comparative feature here. So if Darius Garland's career high was 51 points in a game, was Kevin Johnson's over or under 51?
I'm going there as well.
Right. He scored 44 points in the game. Still good for that era.
Yeah.
And let's see, rebounds. Darius Garland's high was 10 rebounds in a game. Was Kevin Johnson's higher, lower, or equal to?
Higher.
I'm going to go higher.
And you guys are right. Kevin Johnson's high for rebounds is 13. Career high in assists. Darius Garland was 19. Was Kevin Johnson's higher or lower?
Much higher.
I'm going to go higher as well.
25 assists, guys.
Yeah, I
25 assists.
Yeah, that's
incredible. My goodness. So the most number of steals Kevin Johnson got in the game was 10. Holy cow. Most number of blocks was 2. Career high triple doubles, 13 triple doubles. Look at KJ.
Wow, 13.
Mr. Do It All. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do want to highlight because that 9% 3-point percentage is kind of crazy. But over his career, when 3-point shooting became a little bit more prevalent in the league, 95, 96, he was 36%. 96, 97, he was 44%. And in 97, 98, he didn't play that many games. So he only started 12 games that season. So did play 50, but only started 12. That was pretty much the end of his career at that point. But they just go to show you that his 3-point percentage can rise up if he had the volume. Yeah, 44% is actually really good.
That's fair.
Not bad.
All right, I'm going to head over to Ben for some accolades. You ready, Ben?
Yeah, let's do it.
Third quarter, accolades.
They're the first of the Eastern Conference reserves. Jet.
Oh, it's back on me. Ladies and gentlemen, our second reserve for the Eastern Conference from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Nice.
Darius Garland.
Yeah. Nice.
Winston, your son made it. My team.
Nice.
Winston.
Third season in the league for Darius Garland and his first All-Star selection. He's given the Cavs 20 points a game, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. He's number 7 in the league in that department, shooting 47%, 36% from deep. Had 3 games of at least 30, and he's had a triple-double. And Darius Garland for the 31-20 Cleveland Cavaliers, a first-time.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
I'm so proud. I love it when guys. I love it when guys earn it, and they don't just get the fan vote.
All right, that is Darius Garland receiving his All-Star acceptance in 2022. So that's going to be my first question. So how many All-Star appearances has Darius Garland made? He's currently in his 7th season, which actually has kind of surprised me. I didn't know he'd been in the NBA that long.
Okay.
It made me actually understand a little bit more why Cleveland did trade him. I didn't realize he was in his 7th season. So how many? I'm going to do over under 3.
Under 3? I'll go under. I'll go under.
Maurice?
Yeah, I think it's 2, so I'm going there.
All right. Maurice, you guys are both correct.
Yeah.
And Maurice, it was 2.
Yeah.
For some reason, I only thought it was going to be 1. But you guys remember Cleveland sort of had that unusual season last year where they won 64 games.
Yes.
They had an incredible start to last year. So they were awarded with 3 All-Stars last year. Darius Garland was an All-Star in the 2022 season, which was by far his best season. It was the year before they got Donovan Mitchell. And then the 2025 season. So he's 2 All-Stars. He was the start, them drafting him and then Evan Mobley and then getting Jared Allen. Not to say them, but the
That's right, yeah.
They built well in the draft, Cleveland. They really started building well. They did a combination of a couple things where they built well and they got free agents and they made good trades. Darius Garland, I think, was the start of that. And he was the first big pick in the year after LeBron left. So that's how they got the top 5 pick. All right. So there's not much to pull from, guys, unfortunately. Darius Garland is only 26. I actually think he will have a lot of All-Stars coming up. This fresh restart with the Clippers, I think, is really good for him. And I think he's immensely talented. All right, so how many All-NBA teams has Darius Garland made? I'm going to go with Uriah first. Remember, they've won. He's been on some good teams.
Okay.
Basically. So
NBA, that's tough. That's tough to crack. With a lot of great
tough to
guards.
crack with the guards. Yeah.
I'll just take a shot in the dark and say he made 1, let's say 3rd team All NBA. That's what I'll go with.
All right. Maurice?
Yeah, that's tough too, especially the guard position. We're highlighting him here. I'm going to go 2.
All right, you guys are both wrong. It was 0.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I want to be positive. I was going to say 0, but
not yet. He hasn't gotten one yet. He'll get one.
He hasn't gotten one yet. I think the issue is the Cavs have like 4 All-Stars on their team. I mean, they swapped one for another, but they've had Jared Allen's made one, Mobley's made a couple, Mitchell's made a ton. Yeah. So I think they sort of have to spread the wealth. Yeah. And so Garland's sort of the odd man out.
Yeah.
And injuries are a big reason of why he also.
Plus, Ben, I mean, you got Maxey, Brunson, and Halliburton in the East, which is where he was. Out West, I don't know, maybe things will change. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think injuries has played a big part in it. But also, we haven't really seen the prime of Darius Garland yet. And if he can stay healthy on that Clippers team with Kawhi Leonard, I think we can see a resurgence of him being maybe a top 10 guard in the NBA, maybe top 6.
That's a good take, Uriah, because outside the West is top heavy in guards, obviously. That's a good take with
you got Steph, you got Dame.
You've got Anthony Edwards, you've got SGA, and you've got Steph. And let's be real, Steph's getting older.
Yeah, Dame is
outside of it, there's a pretty big drop off after that.
Yeah.
And then I think Garland could sneak in. So I wish I had more to talk about with Darius Garland's accolades. Per what Uriah said, he was a McDonald's All-American. He was a top 5 pick, only playing 4 games. That's sort of his talent. And when you watch Darius Garland play, he's just a walking bucket. He's similar to a Kyrie Irving, where he just has he knows how to get to his spots. Literally, his only weakness is his health. His health and his size in a way, but yeah, he can play make quite well. He averaged almost 9 assists one year. He's a good facilitator.
Yeah.
My question is where do you see him in his second half of his 20s on this kind of new chapter with the Clippers? Do you see the All-NBAs? I could even see the dude leading the NBA in assists. He could really transform his game into something else.
Kind of like a Halliburton in itself. Going from one conference to another. Growing his
Reminds
game.
Me. Yep.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. I agree with you, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his game, whenever he would play Philly, I would watch him and marvel at his ability to control pace and sneaky creative with the ball, especially with his passing. Not a guy that could get up like Kevin Johnson. I mean, we all know Kevin Johnson has put a lot of great players on posters, whatever center, pick one from the 80s and 90s. That's not Garland's game. I mean, he can dunk, obviously, but I think to your point, or to answer your question, I think he will be in the running for leading the league in assists, Maurice. Will he get it? It's going to be tough just because Halliburton is so good with passing, and then you have guys who aren't necessarily guards who can pass too, whether it's Luka Doncic or Jokic. But yeah, his future is super bright. Agreed.
Wow, I forgot Luka Doncic is out west. Yeah, the West guards are so top heavy.
Yeah. Like I said, I think he still has a lot more room to grow with his game. When Donovan Mitchell got to Cleveland, he wasn't the best guard on the team. So you go to a team like the Clippers where you're going to be the best guard. You're playing with older Kawhi Leonard, but he's still so good, as we've seen in the All-Star game. He's still good. And, filling out the roster with pieces around him that makes him play great. Like you mentioned in the intro, pick and roll. They bring in a guy, a big, whoever it is. Let me just trade a Zubac. So they can bring another guy who can help on the pick and roll, help expand Garland's game. I think the sky is the limit. I really do.
Yep.
You're right. It does say that Garland is expected to play this season.
Really? I must have.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? It was the Sacramento Kings. It was Levine and the other guy aren't going to make it. Yeah. So Garland might play.
I think the bonus is out for the season too.
And they played a competitive, Sabonis is out too. They're really shutting it down. They're just shutting everyone down. The Kings, they announced it like all the same day. They're like, we want a top 4 pick. All right. Let's move on to Kevin Johnson. He's just got a couple more accolades.
Just a few more, yeah.
Just a couple.
Kevin, it was such a competitive series, perhaps even more competitive than the final records will indicate, 4 games to 2. What was the difference in the end, do you think, between the two teams?
I thought this last ball game was a great ball game. I thought it could win either way. They got a pretty big cushion for 3 quarters, but we hung in there, cut the lead down in the 4th quarter, and they just made some big shots when they needed it. And certainly they deserve it. And you got to give them a lot of credit.
KJ, a lot of people made the incorrect assumption that the NBA Finals will be played in the East between the Knicks and the Bulls. Do you think that the Phoenix Suns, by the way that they played in the Finals, gained a measure of respect?
Well, I think our play spoke for itself. We're not satisfied with coming up short, but this is our first go run with the guys that we have on this team. And one thing's for sure, Charles is not going to retire now. We won't let him.
And you won't either.
No, you're right.
Okay, KJ, we'll see you next season. Bob?
All right, that is Kevin Johnson. Where's that clip from, guys?
That was after the 93 NBA Finals. I picked that clip just because that was the furthest they've gotten as a team to a championship. Obviously, the 90s, you're going up against Jordan. They gave him a fight.
Yeah, I was confused by the clip because he was like wildly optimistic, right? So I was like, wait, where's this? Right? He was like, he's just like the nicest guy, and he just got beat. Yeah.
He must have knew Jordan was going to retire. This is going to 94 a year.
Right. Yeah. All right. So Kevin Johnson was drafted very high for a guard. He was drafted 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland had Mark Price, who was a young guard. So for some reason, I thought Mark Price was like established, but they essentially had like 2 elite point guards, 2 of the best all time. They were too small. Bigger guards were starting to ascend. Bigger teams, like they had big teams like the Bulls and the Celtics, so they couldn't really roll out 2 6'1" guys out there.
Yeah,
and it was just too much of a lot. I think they could have made it work looking back.
Sure,
but
without getting too much in the teammate section, they basically replaced Kevin Johnson with Craig Elo, who was a bigger guard. Elo was 6'5". Obviously, we know Jordan over Elo.
Both teams had success.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Kevin Johnson, though he had a promising career, was traded after the All-Star break during the trade deadline in 1988. So he didn't stay. It's like a Tyrese. We see this a lot with guards in particular, like Tyrese Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox. I didn't know that about his career. I didn't know that he was traded because of a just sort of like roster thing, and we still see that. Like I said, with what just happened at deadline with McCain. So interesting stuff. How many times do you think KJ was an all-star? Remember, he was out west, but
yeah, that's a tough one.
Peak kind of Magic Johnson, a lot of Magic Johnson. Gary Payton.
A whole lot of Magic Johnson.
Yeah. His career is very much aligned with Gary Payton as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, how many all-star appearances do you guys think he made?
You're right. You can take that one first.
I'm going to say 5.
Okay. Maurice.
Well, Kevin Johnson didn't become an all-star level player until about 92. I'm going to say, you said 5. I'm going to go 4.
Okay. Maurice, you're the closest. It was actually only 3.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Tough sledding, man.
And
yeah,
90, 91, and 94. And his numbers are really good.
Yeah.
So I think there's two reasons. I think Charles Barkley filled a spot. I mean, he got an all-star with Barkley. But I think that there was depth on that team, right? Like, I think...
yeah, they were deep.
Was Clifford Robinson on that team?
Cliff Robinson?
I don't think so.
I think Cliff Robinson was on the Suns, but I don't know what year.
Not with that team. Not with the 93 team. I don't think so. I think he was still in Portland.
I thought he got traded, and that's why they were good.
Well, we'll get into it in the teammate section.
Yes. Okay, we'll get into teammates.
They were deep.
All right, so that surprised me the most. So I've actually never seen this with a comp. All right, so only a 3-time All-Star. All right, so now I'm going to ask you guys another question. How many times is Kevin Johnson All-NBA? This is where it gets really weird.
I'll go twice.
I'm going to go 3 again.
Maurice?
3?
You guys 5 times.
Huh?
Really?
Yeah. So for our audience, to be an all-star, you need to be one of the best 24 or 25 players, let's say, because there's like maybe even 26.
Yeah.
Shoot, maybe 28 with the reserves. To make an All-NBA team, you got to be top 15 in the entire league. So the fact this guy made 4 second teams, meaning he was one of the best 4 guards in the NBA.
Okay.
That's crazy.
89, 90, 91, and 94. And then he got third team in 92. So I don't know what was going on with All-Star voting back then, but
Yeah.
I think was it the fan? Remember when like Kobe would get it coming off the bench, like early in his career?
You know what it is? Maybe maybe it's market. Phoenix was not considered like a really, national games, because you look at Seattle or you look at obviously the Lakers. So maybe it was the market, Phoenix.
So obviously to get All NBA, you have to be a good team. Kevin Johnson not only made the playoffs every year, he like at least made the second round. Like he would go far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think market, given there was no social media back then, there was no cell phones.
Yeah.
So back then you were literally just like whatever ESPN was saying to you or whatever was on TV. So you're right. I think that's what it is.
Ben, what year was he an all-star player again?
So he was an all-star 90, 91, and 94. So the years that he was All-NBA 89 and 92, he was not an all-star.
Well, I can say one thing about 92. Because I just posted this video a couple days ago. Magic Johnson was an all-star game, but he didn't play that year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, so he could have had All-NBA, but he got bumped because it's Magic Johnson.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
In the 3 years we've been doing this pod, I've never seen that big of a discrepancy. Because
usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, because it's just it's a number thing. There's some amazing players that we've done that have never even gotten an All-NBA because it's that hard.
Yeah.
It means you have to be the top 6 guard in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just tough.
Well, aside from the whole market snub thing, I know for a fact that Kevin Johnson is, I think, one of the first players in NBA history to average over 20 points, 10 assists, and I think 2 or 3 steals. It just makes sense now when I put that number out there. And you mentioned playoffs. I think he went to the Western Conference Finals with the Phoenix Suns against the Lakers.
Yeah.
Kevin Johnson is a well-respected player. He was fire in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to KJ, his second season in the NBA. So with Phoenix, so he got traded in 88. His playoff numbers in a year 2, 24 and 12.
Wow.
On 50% shooting. And they made like 3 rounds. I think he made it to I think he at least made it to the semis.
Okay.
So he was giving like, he was a really good playoff player. Like he was a playoff riser, I would say. And especially with the assists. The assist numbers are insane. So yeah, the guy was a winner where he went. And so it's interesting that both players, I would say, have been on good teams during their career and sort of have had other all-stars on their team. And we'll get into that with Maurice's thing. But getting into it, he was the NBA most improved player in 89. I just highlighted his playoff numbers.
Wow,
So he really, his year 2, he just really jumped.
Trade worked out well for him.
How many All-NBA defensive teams do you guys think he had?
Ooh, I've never given that any thought. All defensive? I don't think he made. Maybe he made 1. I'll give him 1.
Oh, 2.
All right, you guys are both wrong. 0. It's kind of.
I was going to say 0. Oops, my bad. Wrong one.
Yeah. So he did have a year, the 91 season, the one Uriah highlighted, where he did average 2.1 steals. So unless you're like a Pat Beverly, it's just too much physical like limitations that you just can't be a good defender at the NBA level. All right, what stands out to you guys?
All right, as I said earlier, Kevin Johnson was one of my favorite players growing up. For me, it was Isaiah Thomas. It was Magic Johnson. And then in a close third, you had Kevin Johnson. We all remember the dunk on Olajuwon in playoffs. A lot of people don't know that the context is they had already lost the game. They were down by like 8 or 9 points, and Houston was going to go on to win that game. But he gave us a highlight for the ages.
Ben, he was on Dream Team too, wasn't he?
He was not on a dream team. He competed in '94 for the national team.
Okay.
But no, he was not on the dream team.
My question to you guys is 5 All-NBA teams. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yeah, I think he should be.
You don't have to ask me. You already know the answer from me.
I think he is. I think he is, given just kind of the playoff success. He also had a really good college career. I kind of went through it, but he was all Pac-10, first team twice.
Yeah, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so yeah, I think so as well.
I would love to see him and Tom Chambers going at the same time. That would be special.
Yeah.
He actually was a really efficient guy. Both guys, we kind of highlighted their similarity around the rim. A lot of small guards weren't this as efficient as Kevin Johnson was around the rim. So he could shoot. All right, well, I think similarly, though they're great, they weren't always the number one option on their team. So I'm going to switch it over to Maurice. They played with some really good teammates.
You sure did.
Fourth quarter, teammates.
Obviously a multiple all-star, very talented guard, 26, probably still got the bright side to him. I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. At the moment dealing with some, little nagging injuries. So I'm going to take time with him and make sure he's fully healthy when he gets back. But, pace, a guy that knows how to pass the ball, can shoot threes, got amazing touch. Competitor. And, I think that's what he's going to bring to our table.
So that was Kawhi Leonard, his new teammate, talking about his newest player, the newest acquisition to the Los Angeles Clippers, Darius Garland. Darius Garland was picked number 5 by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2019 NBA draft. Let's get into some of his teammates his rookie year. Obviously, they had the 5th pick, so they were pretty bad after LeBron left. They were 19 and 46. Their coach was J.D. Bickerstaff. Their executive was Kobe Altman. Some of his teammates were Jordan Clarkson, Matthew Dellavedova.
All right.
Icon, legend, Matthew Dellavedova. Andre Drummond. I forgot he was on that team.
Drum.
Dante Exum, who's had a lot of injuries in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Knight. What do you remember Brandon Knight from?
He got dunked on by DeAndre Jordan.
Yes.
He got
Chris Paul served him up for murder.
Nuclear explosion.
Yeah, shout out Chris Paul, who just announced his retirement. Check out that episode. Kevin Love. Larry Nance Jr.
That's right.
Seti Osman. Colin Sexton. Even the year he was drafted, he was put on a team with another guard. Colin Sexton was a good player. It's a good player.
Yeah.
Tristan Thompson. And that's it. Kevin Porter Jr. This is a really bad team coming off LeBron. But he had a guard. He had a couple guards on this team that he could really learn from. And Clarkson and Dellavedova and Brandon Knight and Colin Sexton as well. So, and Colin Sexton was only in his second year when they drafted him. So they were already at that point looking for like that 2-guard set in Cleveland. All right, so let's move on to, I'm going to jump ahead to their best season, which was the 24-25 season.
Last year, yeah.
I think Ben said 67. They won 64 games. They were 64-18. Kenny Atkinson was their coach. Kobe Altman was the executive. I do want to mention that they lost in the second round to the Pacers. This was a disappointing season for them. They won 64 games and they didn't get to the Eastern Conference Finals. It was very disappointing. I think they just bad matchup.
Yeah.
Really bad matchup against Indiana. Jared Allen, DeAndre Hunter, Karis LeVert, Evan Mobley, Georges Niang.
Okay. The minivan. Minivan.
Yeah, shout out to minivan.
Yeah.
Isaac Okoro, and of course Donovan Mitchell.
Yes.
They had a really young roster that overachieved that season, but I do think losing to the Pacers kind of set them back, because obviously this season right now, they're 36-21. They had to trade Garland to get James Harden. A short career so far for Garland, only 6 years. Who do you think was an influence for him coming out of Vanderbilt into the NBA? I mentioned a couple of them. I want you guys to take on if there are any guards or anybody else on that Cleveland team that really helped him acclimate himself to the NBA.
Guard-wise, I'm going to say Jordan Clarkson. I think because he played with LeBron. Clarkson seems like a pretty cool guy. I'm going to go with Jordan Clarkson for guards. I think teammate-wise, though, Kevin Love. Because he came into Kevin Love was this weird leftover from that.
You've seen it. Yeah,
that Cavs thing. And every year you'd be like, Kevin Love's still on this team? I guess he's liked it there.
And Tristan Thompson, yeah.
Yeah, I would say Clarkson, too. He's a guy who I think he was Sixth Man of the Year at one point, Jordan Clarkson.
Yes, yeah.
He had the experience, the knowledge, and, all right, Rook, come on, I'll show you the way, I'll show you the ropes. So, yeah, that's a good grab, Ben. I'll jump on that wagon with you.
Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson, both of them have seen a lot of winning on that Cleveland team. They stayed to help the young guys. So, yeah, that makes sense. Let me ask you guys this. I mentioned his name. Who won the most games with Darius Garland as a teammate?
I'll go with Jared Allen.
All right, Ben?
I'll also go with Jared Allen.
You guys are both correct.
Yeah, baby.
And 80. Number 2 is Evan Mobley at 173.
All right.
So not far off.
That's surprising.
And number 3 was, with 157, was Isaac Okoro. So overall, during Darius Garland's short NBA career so far, is there any teammates that stands out the most to you guys?
His current teammate, for sure, Kawhi Leonard. Definitely stands out. I think I'm going to go with that, bro, because it's I don't think he's ever played with a player like that, the way this guy's been playing.
Is Kawhi the best player he's played with?
1,000%.
Yeah.
Kawhi is a top 10 player right now, arguably top 5. If you look at his numbers this year, he's a big reason why they were 6-21, that he wasn't available, and now he is. And they're
yeah. And just look at what he did in the All-Star game. I never thought I would ever quote an All-Star game or refer to one, but he scored 28 points in one quarter, or just insane. Kawhi is so good.
To not predict what Uriah was saying this season, but also get excited. Yeah, I think I'm curious to see his pairing with Kawhi.
And I'll go with Colin Sexton, just because when those two guys would play against the Sixers, I would get anxiety because they're so quick and they're so good. I thought that was the backcourt of the future. Clearly, Cleveland's management thought otherwise. But it was fun to watch them. And, I'm not a Cleveland fan or anything, but to see those two guys on the fast break or running the half-court set is pretty exciting. But, they got split up.
Yeah. I think it was for the better, though. Donovan Mitchell's a better player than Colin Sexton. So.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to Kevin Johnson.
Number one, let me say I'm so proud and honored that a teammate of mine has become the mayor of a major city like Sacramento. That's pretty cool.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said about Sacramento.
How difficult was it for you to make the decision to run for mayor?
It was tough because, playing sports, we're always being scrutinized, and you have to give your private life away. You're a public figure whenever we go out in the streets. But politics is a dirty sport, and it's a whole lot dirtier than sports. And I did not think that it would be that dirty and that negative. Mm-hmm. So when I decided to run, I spent time with my family, and I asked them, look, it's not just about me running. Yeah. Are you ready to endure this? And my family said, look, if you think you can make a difference in Sacramento, then we're going to be there to support you. So my commitment was to run a positive campaign, talk about issues, not take anything personal, and try to have fun while I was doing it.
Yeah, you figured out the point that you can't make everybody happy?
Basketball's prepared me for that. Yeah. So, think about the one year. I had you as a teammate. I had Wayne Tisdale. I had A.C. Green. I had Jeff Hornacek. I had Dan Marley, Danny Mann. I couldn't make all y'all happy. So you guys, I couldn't pass you all the ball all the time.
Well,
so
you don't have to keep me happy. Don't worry about them other guys.
Same in Sacramento. I got to choose my people to keep happy, and you try to do that.
Nice.
Yeah, that was like I said, those Phoenix Suns teams were deep. He had to make a lot of people happy. So
yeah.
I forgot some of them names too.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Kevin Johnson. Once again, he was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Both players were drafted by Cleveland. So round of applause for drafting a bunch of good guards. With the 7th pick in the 1987 NBA draft, let's get into some of his teammates his rookie season. And I do want to highlight the Cleveland team. So I'm going to start with the Cleveland team. You guys remember the coach? This is more so a Uriah question.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
1987-88.
Mike Fratello.
I'm going to give you one more guess wrong. Let me do one more guess.
That's not Fratello?
No. A Hall of Fame coach.
Oh, if it's not Fratello, then I don't know who it is. Who is it?
Lenny Wilkins.
Oh, I knew that. I did know that. I stink. All right.
Lenny Wilkins was the coach. They went 42-40. Some of his teammates were notable name off at the top: Del Curry.
Hey.
Brad Doherty, who we're looking for a comp for.
We were just talking about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Craig Elo, which you mentioned. Ron Harper.
Yes.
Larry Nance.
Okay.
Hot Rod Williams.
Good team.
And, of course, Mark Price.
All right.
A really young team. They had depth, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they traded them away. Well, like you mentioned, for the better. So we're going to go to his very next season with the Phoenix Suns, the 88-89 Phoenix Suns. I think you mentioned that Cotton Fitzsimmons was the coach.
Yes.
They won, how do you know this? They won 55 games that season, which is really good.
Oh, yeah.
55-27.
The guy was a playoff machine.
Absolutely.
He was a
playoff
winner.
machine, bro. That was what surprised me.
Yeah, they actually got to the Western Conference Finals. They got swept by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, they got swept. I thought they put up a fight.
They got swept. It was 4-0 against the Lakers in the 89 season.
They made the conference finals, right?
Yeah, they made the conference finals.
Conference finals.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That is impressive for basically his second season.
Yeah.
Some of his teammates were, right, just mentioned Tom Chambers.
Yeah.
He should be a Hall of Famer as well. Check out that episode.
He was good.
Yep.
Armand Gilliam. I like this game, too.
Yep. Former Sixer.
Yeah. Craig Hodges.
Craig Hodges was on Phoenix?
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's why I love this segment. I had no idea Craig Hodges played. I always thought he was in Chicago.
Yeah, he was a journeyman, though. But he could shoot, though. He could really shoot.
Hell yeah.
Jeff Hornacek. You mentioned Jeff Hornacek.
Yep.
Who became a trade piece for Barkley later on. Eddie Johnson. I like Eddie Johnson's game, too. He was a good player.
Yeah, good player.
Another shooter. Guard heavy, once again. Steve Kerr.
That's right. My goodness.
He was a rookie on that team. Mark West, Tim Perry, and, of course, another rookie, Dunder Dan Marley.
All right. I didn't know that was his rookie year. Cool.
Yeah, that's his rookie year.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, who won the most games with Kevin Johnson as a teammate? I've mentioned his name.
Oh, so it's not Barkley.
It's not Barkley. No, they didn't play enough games. Years together.
Then I'll go first. I'll say Dan Marley.
All right. Ben?
I'm going to say also Dan Marley. Dan Marley.
See, you know what? This one is kind of tough because, I'll just say this. Dan Marley was number 2.
All right. Well, we're wrong.
Yeah, he was number 2, but this was a tough one. 45 games with Dan Marley. Number 1 was Mark West.
Okay.
Now,
all right.
Mark West played on Cleveland, which was his first season. So without doing any research, I want to know if they were traded together. I got to do some research on that. But they played 7 seasons together. Marley and Kevin Johnson played 7 seasons together.
Right.
So it's not that far off. So Mark West and Kevin Johnson won 371 games together.
Oh, okay.
Still a lot of winning. Number 3 was Tom Chambers with 261.
Nice.
Barkley is like all the way. They only played 4 seasons together. Barkley is way down at 163.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on to I want to highlight. Where did I do with it? I want to highlight the 93 season, the 92-93 season. This is the season they went to the NBA Finals, lost to the Bulls 4-2.
Great team.
Do you guys remember the coach from this season? This is an easy one.
Paul Westphal.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
They won 62 games, lost 20. Some of his teammates were. So I don't understand this, but like these Phoenix teams were like so guard heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mention some later on after this one, but Danny Ainge, Charles Barkley, Cedric Ceballos, Tom Chambers, all these guys are good players. Richard Dumas, who was a good player for like a couple of years.
Yeah.
Frank Johnson, Dan Marley, Oliver Miller, Kurt Rambis, Mark West. Yeah, this was a really good team. Like obviously Charles Barkley was the best player on the team. Him coming over from Philly put them over the edge and got them to the finals.
MVP.
Yeah, MVP that season too. Yeah, so this was a really good team, man. And in that clip, he was so optimistic about the next season because he had all these guys coming back.
Yep.
So he thought he can come back and win and maybe try to win a championship the next season. Now, before we even move on, we got to talk about the anomaly. And I want you guys' opinion on this, especially Ben's. At one point, the Phoenix Suns had Kevin Johnson, Jason Kidd, and Steve Nash.
Wow. Talk about guard heavy.
Basically, 3 Hall of Famers.
Wild. That's
3 Hall of Famers. I mean, come on, man. That's crazy. Like they just wanted guards. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
What else can you say? Then it's like the triple threat, triple-headed monster that had opponents nervous when it came to guarding those players because all those players could make not only good decisions with the ball, but they could score. And now Kidd was not the best shooter, but still, I mean, he's all-time defender. Yeah, it's unbelievable, that roster.
Yeah, they kind of just drafted the best player, and you kind of go from there. I mean, you see that with Sacramento drafting 3-point guards. It just happens. Sometimes you just have to go with the best player.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm highlighting the 96-97 season where they had Kevin Johnson. They drafted Steve Nash in the 96 draft, and they had acquired Jason Kidd. They also had Sam Cassell on that team.
Yep.
Who's
another great guard.
Yeah, another great guard. Michael Finley.
That might be like the deepest point guard roster ever.
Yeah. And I think Penny was on the way, right?
Yes, that was the one I was going to highlight next, which was the 98-99 team.
Okay.
No, excuse me. I wanted to highlight the 99-2000 team because Danny Ainge was the coach at that season. Him and Scott Skiles was the coach. They won 53 games, lost 29. The executive, a very known name, Frank Colangelo.
Yep. Colangelo.
Yeah, some of his teammates that season wasn't. I'm highlighting this season because this was probably his last. Actually, it was his last season. He only played 6 games this season. Actually came out of retirement the year before. So he only played 6 games this season. But some of his teammates were Rex Chapman, Tom Gugliotta, Penny Hardaway, Jason Kidd, Sean Marion, Rodney Rogers, and of course, once again, Mark West. So even with their roster, which was not the greatest, they won 53 games. That was pretty much his career right there. Pretty much an all Phoenix Suns player. Yep. Didn't go anywhere else besides the first season with Cleveland. In my opinion, once again, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
So which teammate throughout his entire career of Kevin Johnson stands out the most? I'm going to go with Uriah first.
Well, the low-hanging fruit would be Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley has been on record stating that Kevin Johnson is one of his favorite teammates and arguably the best point guard he's ever played with. But I'm actually going to go with Tom Chambers. Pre-Barkley. I mean, Barkley, I think both Ben and I can agree Barkley is number one. But if I were to go with a number two, I would say Tom Chambers, because when Tom Chambers became the first unrestricted free agent and left Seattle, he went to a team where he knew he would get shots. He wanted to play. And once he got to Phoenix, not only did he play, he stood out in the best of ways, and he had Kevin Johnson as his point guard. So you have one of the best scoring point guards who could also dish with the best of them, passing the ball to one of the most explosive power forwards who could do it all. And like you said, Maurice, we covered him this season in NBA Now and Then. So I'll say Tom Chambers, because he could score from anywhere on the court. And whenever Kevin Johnson had the ball in his hands, he made it a point to get him the ball when he needed it and when he wanted it.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jason Kidd. Kind of the other end of KJ's career, kind of kept, is the big reason why Phoenix was still not only relevant, but quite good.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that mentorship really helped. But yeah, I'm going to say Jason Kidd. I think that kind of obviously Charles Barkley is who you'd want to say, but I would say Kidd. I think that was kind of a really, really cool tandem. Yeah. And I'm sure that helped shape Kidd as a player.
Yeah, I want to see some footage of that. I'm going to go on YouTube as soon as we leave, because I don't remember Jason Kidd playing with Kevin Johnson. I would like to see that.
I do remember seeing a YouTube clip of them in practice.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, maybe I can find that for you. But yeah, just I don't know if that was a winning formula for Phoenix and the Colangelos to Brian and Jerry to just continuously draft or acquire guards, point guards at that. I don't know. It didn't result in a championship, but they definitely had their guards. I mean, even Penny and Jason Kidd. I mean, at one point, that would have been a dynamic duo.
Absolutely.
Backcourt if Penny was stay healthy. Yeah, that's it for Kevin Johnson.
Now that we've given you all the facts on Darius Garland and Kevin Johnson, it's time for you to make your case.
At this point, it's not about our opinion, it's about yours.
We'll see you on your favorite social media platform. You can find us on X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads.
For the sources of information used in this episode, you can visit our website, NBANowandThen.com. Also visit our website to sign up for our monthly newsletter and check out our comparison articles. Don't forget, you can follow the NBA stars we featured on today's episode through their social media.
You can follow Darius Garland on Twitter at Darius Garland 22 and Instagram at Darius Garland.
And you can follow Kevin Johnson on Twitter X at KJ_Mayor Johnson.
All right. That was really fun going down memory lane and talking those Phoenix Suns teams. And obviously the future is bright for the Clippers and Darius Garland. So on behalf of Ben and Maurice and Lucas, who's not here with us, this has been NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons. Peace.
Later.
See you. If you want basketball history without feeling lost.
If you believe that every era matters.
Welcome to
All right, let's do.
All right, ready? We'll do 1, 2, 3, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead, Ben, lead us.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome
to NBA.
I went on 3.